I know what you're thinking, Jim, if you are this hardcore ex-Royal Marines commander with a YouTube channel, why do you not more regularly indulge in military-style challenges? Well, the wait is over and today is that day. I've just had 6 eggs and 6 pancakes and a coffee. I'm about to take my Achilles and then we're about to head south to some nearby woodland to engage in the US Army Ranger 12-mile ruck test. 35 pounds, rugged terrain, has to be completed in under 3 hours. So let's get on the road and see how we get on. Okay, so we are in the car. We are about 12 minutes away. I'm feeling a wee bit lethargic. I'm gonna pick up some water and some snacks for the journey. So, as I said, this is the US Army Ranger 12-mile ruck test. I'm still kind of unsure as to whether or not Army Rangers are considered special forces. I believe they are. I may well be wrong about that, but basically the 12-mile ruck test is allegedly 35 pounds on your back. I've kind of cocked this up and I've got about 45 because the only thing I've got to pack in the bag is a 15 kilo, so 33 pound weight vest, which I put in, and then a few kind of towels and bivy bags and stuff to kind of soften the blow on my back. And the whole thing weighs, I think, between 43 and 45 pounds or whatever. So about 10 pounds overweight. That's my first excuse, preemptively. So we're gonna go get some fluids now, maybe get some sugars in me, probably will do, quick warm up and then crack on, but 3 hours is the time limit for the 12 miler. I've actually got a breakdown of splits because obviously I'll be tracking it on my Apple Watch. So I'll be seeing how I get on and kind of checking whether or not I'm on pace. But stopping off at Tesco to get some Haribo in a minute and then we'll crack on. A little bit of a warm up is probably a good idea, as we've just spent about 90 minutes in the car to get here. I've had an espresso, I've had a couple of cheeky Haribo. I'm starting to feel a little bit more awake. A few stretching, some mobility stuff now. Starting in about 5 minutes. I'm scared. Okay, so paces wise, what we want to be doing, I'll put it up on the screen for you now. And basically to get in with at 2:40, so give myself 20 minutes of kind of wiggle room. A 1K split is basically 8 minutes 17 per K, which obviously for anyone who runs will be kind of nice and easy. But my overladen bag, which I also can't find my Camelback, which is the flipping bane of my life, so it means I'm gonna have to have the water either in my hand or in my pocket or something. 8 minutes 17 average pace, and obviously there will be a couple of breaks. Just get a little bit of water on board, probably neck a few Haribo as well. So if I can keep that around about 8 minutes per K, that'll be pretty decent. Under 2 hours 40 total, that is the time. Let's get cracking. I think I'm ready. Bag is on, heavy bag, remember? Flipping 10 pounds heavier than it should be. I feel ready, I'm a little bit warmed up. I'm definitely procrastinating because I don't want to do it. But a few sips of Monster, got my Haribo ready, 12 miles. Georgia, you're going to do the first 3 with me, aren't you?
Yeah, and I didn't realise it was like a run.
You didn't read the brief!
I thought you were walking.
So basically the route, there's a 1.5 miles basically in a straight line. For those of you that have seen my last yomping video, which might have been the only one before this a couple of months ago. It's a 1.5 miles out, 1.5 miles back, and then basically I'm going to do that particular section 4 times effectively. Start line is about 20 meters that way. That's enough waffle, let's get going. 3, 2, 1, on. So we are now just over a K in 1.15. Got a little jog on, a little bit of double tam the whole way so far. Pacing is so important with this, and it's not only the specific activity, but if you're not used to exercising within certain time domains, and I'm just not used to, doing anything for nearly 3 hours or anywhere near that, as I'm sure all of my previous girlfriends will testify. So it's just something that I've got to recognise early on and make sure that I don't come out the gate too fast and be like, oh, this is fine, I can definitely sustain this. Because you're just going to experience certain kind of physical sensations working in a longer time domain that you're not used to. Like, I don't know how my legs are going to feel, I don't know how my lungs are going to feel, I don't know how my shoulders and my back are going to feel, because it's been a while. Obviously, compared to proper yomping weight, this isn't too much. This is like slightly less than CFT weight, which is 44 pounds. And obviously a rifle, but it's been a while since I've done it. So I've just got to make sure that I kind of look at everything through a slightly different lens. I'm just going to look at the first probably 45 minutes of this, try to stay on pace or slightly below, and we're very much below that now, which is good. So ahead of time, look at it through the lens of just using that first 45 minutes to kind of get used to what we're doing, get some blood pumping in the legs, and then see how I feel once I enter into that little bit more of kind of aerobic zone. And that's what I'm doing now. So we're approaching a mile in. Feeling pretty good so far, though.
I'm dying.
Road touched. I was just saying to G off camera, I got the distances completely wrong. It's 1.75k, not a mile and a half. So I have done this before. I must have recognised it's just over a k and a half, not just over a mile and a half, so I got that slightly wrong. So chances are I'll be doing this about 6 times instead of 4. But I'd rather stay on this particular terrain. I know where I am, I know the hills, I know how to pace myself on this, I know the route. Curveballs happen, it's completely my own cock up, but we persevere, right? Just under 2k done, feeling good so far. So one of my favourite strategies on this is just to make sure that, as well as opening up the legs on the way downhill, it's basically entering a slightly more relaxed way of moving than you would do on the flat, where to a certain degree you are generating force on the flat to continue yourself moving forwards. Obviously, if you're leaning forward, you can use a bit of momentum. You can basically use all momentum on the way down, and instead of trying to fight gravity and really using your legs as a brake, just allow almost like a little bit of a collapse. Actually, it's going downhill, and when you try and refuse to fall, that's when a lot of the time you're just taking it out of your flipping knees and hips and everything. .87k in, average pace 6:58, so I'm quite happy with the fact that I've kept this. There's such a difference with the route down and the route up. The first section, basically the outward bound bit, is a little bit downhill, but mainly is that you've got a nice little tailwind. And on the way back up, you combine uphill with a headwind, and it's flipping spicy. A couple 100 meters more, George will pick up the camera. Let's see if I can maintain this split. .7k in, over halfway, so going up to 19.31. Average pace 6:57, which is good, so I'll attempt to maintain that jog, walk. Again, it's not the gradient, man, this headwind just doesn't let up. But as long as it keeps blowing me when I go downhill, I don't really mind. It's like any kind of endurance event that lasts a couple of hours. It gets pretty sucky, pretty flipping quickly, and you get a bit scared when you're 20 minutes into a 12 or 24-hour event and it's already starting to hurt. But the good news is it doesn't really get any worse than that. So you just kind of maintain that level of discomfort, and that's kind of where this is. So 10.8k done, just under 9 left. Let's finish off strong. Spicy. 12.6k in,
Also, as my bag is a bit heavy, anywhere between kind of 42, 45 pounds, 44 pounds, 20 kilos, is the Royal Marine Commando CFT, Combat Fitness Test weight. And I am about 160 minutes, what the fuck is wrong with my brain? About 160 meters away. So I'll probably jog that in a second. At currently 87 minutes, so just under an hour and a half. So if I can hit that in sub 90 minutes, I'll be happy, and I'll even get some proof on the watch for you beautiful people. And there we have it, guys. 12.87k, sub 90 minutes. It's been a while since I've done a CFT. I don't think I've ever even done one for time in my life. Not solo, but 35 and a half. Pretty happy with that. $16.7k in, had a bit of a second wind. Now my lovely other half has poured some water down my neck. 1 hour 56 through. For Americans that are attempting to be special forces operators, I don't know, it might make me, I'll say it seriously, it might make me sound like a bit of a prick, but I haven't done an awful lot of endurance work recently. You know, I'm 35 and a half years old, and you know, I came out with a target of doing this in sub 2 hours 40, and that target has continued to drop as my average pace has stayed around 7 minutes. Realistically, I know that I've looked after my body well. I do believe that is the case as a man in my mid-30s. But if you're a young guy that wants to be an elite military operator, Royal Marine, Paras, absolutely, any of the elite American forces, you've got to get used to doing this stuff. And if you're getting, you know, 3.5, 4 hours on this, maybe you've got to take a serious look at yourself and whether or not this is the right career path for you. Because if you're 22 and you're getting smoked by a washed up old bastard like me, something's wrong. 17.65k. It's about a mile left. Feeling pretty good. Just breaking up into 50 or 100 meter sections of walk, run. I had an extraordinarily ambitious time target, and it looks like I'm going to exceed my best case, which I'm not saying to demonstrate I'm awesome. I'm saying because clearly I don't know my own level of fitness right now. But these longer events where it's just embracing a certain level of discomfort the whole time, that seems to be my jam. Done. 2 hours, 14.13. Time limit was 3 hours. So I've got to be flipping happy with that. Oh my God. That bag is coming off. I kind of messed it up a little bit. Like, I was hoping that I'd finish coming down the hill so I could pick up some speed. Like, I had 300 meters left and I still had to stop and walk twice. But it just shows me I think I paced that quite well. So 2:14, I was aiming for under 2:15. I think it's a fairly elite time when it's, you know, kind of 25% under target. So bloody happy with that. Go back, sip of water, sip of Monster, gonna keep my legs moving, and then time for a refeed, I think. Cheers.
And what a flipping day it's been. I'm on the floor for the outro of today's video for the very obvious reason that my legs and my back are now dead. Guys, I really hope you did enjoy this. Any questions you have on anything, or in fact, suggestions of other military challenges you'd like me to give a crack, then please put it down in the comment section below. I absolutely flipping love this. The military side of things has for some reason been this weird emotional resistance I've had for a while, but I'm super flipping happy that I'm jumping back on this bandwagon now, and there is going to be a lot more of this style of content to come. If you haven't yet done so, please do make sure you subscribe. Please do go back through my other videos and have a look at some more of the functional bodybuilding and strength and power development stuff in there. Any questions on absolutely anything, please do put it down in the comment section below. And as always, squad, stay strong, stay healthy, stay awesome, and I'll see you all in the next video.